Chapter 53, Invasion. The day after Seiya started his training with Adenella. Suddenly, I remembered that I didn't thank the great goddess Eye Sister yet, so I went to her room in a hurry. I knocked and slowly opened the door. I lowered my head as I entered inside. I apologize, great goddess Eye Sister. I came too late to thank you properly. Not at all. It's all right. As expected, the great goddess Eye Sister didn't scold me for being this late. She was sitting in a wooden chair. As usual, she knitted with a gentle smile on her face. I left your summoned hero the memory intact. This is the least I can do to support you. Lista, the rest will be in your hands. I entrust that world to you and Ryuguuin Seiya. Thank you very much. When I expressed my gratitude from the bottom of my heart, the great goddess Eye Sister stopped knitting and stared at my face. To be honest, I'd do anything I could to help you too, but I can feel a veil of mist inside my mind every time I try to think about Exfolia. I won't be able to see the near future of that world. Geabrande's Demon King also had the magical power to prevent the usage of my foreknowledge ability. However, that type of power is much greater now. The great goddess Eye Sister hardened her face a little. The Demon King, who defeated the hero and destroyed the world, benefited from the devilish dimension. It means that not only the Demon King, but all the other demons living in Exfolia increased their powers dramatically. They are so indomitable now that they can't be compared with demons from other worlds. In addition, you won't be able to use your healing abilities on Exfolia. It's easy to imagine that it will be a very tough fight to win. Still, it will be okay because I have Seiya. I interrupted the middle of the conversation with that proud declaration. The great goddess Eye Sister laughed at my blunt enthusiasm, by saying I see you're right. Because of the regrets from his past, Ryuguuin Seiya became a rare hero that combines his physical strength with his mental strength. Even so, that child also has a weakness. The speed of his growth increases dramatically every time he trains. That can represent both an advantage and a disadvantage. Just like what happened in Geabrande, he will experience a limitation on his ability. Even so, that child can save Exfolia if he overcomes that hurdle. I believe in him just like you. The great goddess Eye Sister showed me a loving smile. Lista. This time it's a SS rank difficulty world. Ryuguuin Seiya is allowed to train in the God's realm until he is fully prepared to go. I deeply lowered my head to show some respect for the great goddess Eye Sister's kindness. After that, I left her room. I got deeply engrossed with my thoughts after I spoke with the great goddess Eye Sister. Just because Seiya became gentler, that didn't mean he got stronger. I won't be able to use my healing abilities this time. That's why I thought about learning something else to replace it. But what? I really wanted to help my beloved Seiya. Therefore, I began to think about finding a solution. In the meantime, I asked Arya about Exfolia. I began to research about that world while Seiya was practicing. For me, it was a world of lost memories. But, for Arya, it was a world that left a bad printing mark on her heart. It was hard to hear about a world that wasn't saved. But it was an inevitable path for me. Learning new information could help me save that world. At first, Arya was reluctant to talk about it. However, she got some courage and, soon, she began to explain. Lista. You know, to tell you the truth, sometimes I get worried about Exfolia, so I look at the crystal ball to see the world. Arya told to me that the crystal ball showed that Exfolia became disastrous. Exfolia was completely under the rule of the Demon King. Currently, almost the entire world is governed by the powers of the devil forces. In addition, the remaining humans became slaves and livestock. She said that they were used even as toys and food. Lady Eye Sister managed to break through the power of the Demon King for a brief moment. She was able to find a way for you to arrive on that world. The place chosen as your starting point will be on a town named Galvano. The town is in charge of trading obedient slaves. So, the people of that town live relatively well. I suppose I could say they live well because they aren't used as toys or food for demons though. So, that town will be the starting point. I nodded as I took some notes. I noticed that Arya was looking at me with firm eyes. You're very enthusiastic. At first, I wondered what to do about all of this, but I'm relieved to see that you're trying your best. Yes. I also want to be useful to Seiya. Arya put her hand on her chin. She tried to think about something that would be important for me. She hit her hand lightly on the table as if she had a flash. That's right, Lista. I'll teach you the appraisal skill. It is the power to grasp the state of tools and equipment. Appraisal? I wonder if that skill is somehow useful. Exfolia is a world ruled by the Demon King, but just like an ordinary world, You will be able to find weaponry and tool shops managed by human beings. They have no choice but to make weapons and tools themselves if they want to survive. The appraisal skill will be extremely useful. At first, I was worried about learning a new skill. But, once I got the hang of it, it was no longer difficult to understand the usage of that skill. I could look at a specific target and use the skill to see the status of that object. 2 days later, I fully mastered the appraisal skill. I tried to verify the status of a vase that was in Arya's room as a final trial vase, container for inserting flowers. This particular vase is made of rare ceramics found in the God's realm. It is an expensive relic. It will sell for a good amount. Such words floated on my mind. Okay. This skill was like a game the people from Seiya's world seemed to play. This was a bit interesting. You can adjust the details of this ability according to your style. In other words, it means that you can customize the appraisal skill to your liking. Oh my. I wonder if Seiya will praise me? After leaving Arya's room, I went to the summoning chamber to meet Seiya. When I arrived, I noticed that the doors were open. I saw a fallen Celsius on the floor. Next to him, Seiya was swinging a wooden sword against Adanella. Seiya was sweating like a waterfall. It's you, Lista. Seiya stopped his training when he spotted me. So, sorry. I distracted you while you were training, right? No. I don't mind. He was gentle with me as usual. You know what? Arya taught me the appraisal skill. I can identify the properties of weapons and tools now. That will help us. You worked hard. He praised me. My mind was put at ease. It felt really good to know that I did my best. And suddenly, I came up with an idea. I wondered if this skill would work if I directed it at Seiya. I secretly activated the appraisal skill on Seiya. I thought the following words. Please reflect Seiya's appraisal information, the one I would want to know the most. Then, the following information appeared on mine list: his heart-throbbing love appraisal. What is the degree of affection between you and him? 90 points. What do you represent for him? Precious existence. Word of advice. You'll be reaching your goal if you keep going like this. Do your best. Whoa. This appraisal skill was amazing. 90 points. That was already a stage of love. Moreover, I'll reach my goal if I keep going like this. My own subconscious gave an advice for myself. I didn't understand how, but, anyways. This appraisal skill was way too awesome. Seiya noticed my gaze and twisted his head. What's wrong? It's nothing. Grins. You probably want to see my status, am I right? Yes. I want to see your current value, but I remember the last time I tried to see his status but I failed completely. Seiya was extremely reluctant to show me his status because he feared the information could leak. He probably hid his status with his camouflage skill once again. I won't mind showing my status if it's for you, Lista. Yes. I will be reaching my goal very soon. Nothing mattered to me anymore. I activated my clairvoyance ability to have a glimpse of Seiya's status without the protection of his camouflage skill. Ryuguuin Seiya. Level, 51. HP 145,683. MP 25,622. Attack, 72,888. Defense, 67,693. Agility, 65,007. Magic, 28,765. Potential, 669. Resistance, fire, ice, wind, water, lightning, earth, poison, paralysis, sleep, curse, instant death, abnormal condition. Special skills, fire magic, LV max, burst magic, LV8, magic sword, LV9, experience gain increased, LV15, ability perception, LV18, camouflage, LV20, synthesis, LV7. Skills, Hell's Fire, Maximum Inferno, Phoenix Drive, Phoenix Thrust, Eternal Sword. Personality, unbelievably cautious. Already that much. His attack power was over 70,000 and the HP was nearly 150,000. With this status, he would be able to save the world with a C-rank difficulty quite easily. But, he won't be able to do the same for the upcoming SS-rank difficulty world. Yet, I thought his value was good enough for a starting point in Axfolia. Still, Seiya shook his head negatively. Not enough. I want to increase my ability value to a level that I can, at least, surpass the power of the once Dragon Mother. That means you have to increase your level to max. Yeah. But, The problem is afterwards. If can't break through the limit of my status, I won't be able to save Exfolia just like the time I failed to protect it. It seemed that Seiya had the same worries as the great goddess Ice Sister. In order to exceed the limit, he must increase his level to the maximum power of his own ability. It was natural that Seiya was aiming to reach his max level. By the way, where is your special skill of flight? Also, I didn't see your other skills such as the atomic split slash and wind blade on your status previously. Why don't you have them? But, I remember that those skills appeared even when your status was lower than now. The skills and techniques change according to the standards of each world. It seems that Exfolia is a world where I can't learn the flight skill. Besides, the magic system looks a lot more fragmented than in Geabrande. I will only be able to use fire magic this time. That's troublesome. Yeah. That's why Exfolia was named a SS rank difficulty world. But, on the contrary, this is not Geabrande we're talking about, meaning there will be specific skills and techniques that I can obtain in Exfolia. After we finished talking, Seiya resumed his training with Adanella. Unlike Celsius, Adanella was quite tough. She showed no signs of exhaustion. She kept swinging her sword repeatedly with Seiya. I began to worry again after I saw such sight. I would like to do something more meaningful for Seiya than just the appraisal skill, that's it. Suddenly, an idea came to my mind. I thought that it would be better to adjust the portal in order to start from an ideal position. We'll go to this world for the first time on our current lives. As a lower goddess in experience and power, I won't be able to position our location correctly once I summon the portal without time to prepare. That's why it would be a good idea to do it beforehand. I casted a spell far away from Seiya and the portal to Exfolia appeared right in front of my eyes. On that moment, Seiya turned to me abruptly. Hey, Lista, what are you doing? I told you I was not ready yet, right? Do you mean the portal? I'm adjusting it. I want to put the portal into a safer position. If I have enough time to adjust the portal, then we will be able to arrive in a secure area of the town we're supposed to go. I'm happy that you're preparing this much, but, are you sure that monsters won't be able to use the portal to come here? Don't worry. I invoked a strong barrier. It's absolutely fine. However, weird sound. The portal opened and a strange sound was heard from the inside. When I was completely dumbfounded, I watched petrified, as the doors of the portal were opened automatically. At the portal stood a beast man with the face of a wolf. The monster had a muscular body covered with silver hair. His sudden appearance on the god's realm was so natural that it was as if a roommate entered his own room without hesitating. Nice to meet you, goddess of another dimension. And, goodbye. His voice was one of a human, but his appearance was of a beast. Soon, I felt my life in danger as the sharp fangs of the werewolf were about to slice my own neck.